really flows right into the next presentation we're going to have. Clearly, there's connectivity to what you just heard and what we're about to proclaiming next. And proclaiming April 24th is National Second Chance Month in Lucas County. And what is that? We're talking about reentry of people that have been in prison, that have been in jail, that have been taken away society, and come back. We all know there's always a fervor in every society and culture at some point. Lock people up, right? We swing back and forth through those cycles. They forget. People don't disappear forever. This country's gone through a decades and decades of mass and over incorporation of black and brown people. People don't disappear. People are going to come back and be part of your community. And the group that we're going to talk about today, especially our Reentry Coalition of Northwest Ohio, I see many of you here today. Their work, again, is underseen but real. And they can get people shaped up to get to these programs at Tanya. Anybody that comes on a first Wednesday in the floor of our building, for years we've taken over this whole first floor. And people were coming in wondering, why are there 300 people here? When you tell them, well, these are all 300 ex-felons walking around the building today. They get a little nervous, but it's not. That is one of the most joyful experiences you'll ever see if you come to the Reentry Coalitions and all the partnership meetings here and see people actually getting connected to their driver's license back, to their child support being reduced, and connected to jobs. We do that once a month. We take it almost for granted. So I think it's great that we celebrate and proclaim this month. And I think one of the best data points that you're going to get is recidivism of Lucas County folks that go to jail that are incarcerated. The recidivism rate here is 23.2%. You may think that's a lot. The statewide average is 32%, and the national average is 51%. So we're doing better. We want less people going back to jail, and we continue to work. And I'm going to say this, but I'm going to have at some point ask a couple of people in this audience to come up. And Willie Knight, and I see you back there. And I see my friend Mr. Mike Hampton. These are the guys that do it out on the street. So Tom and if your crew, anybody wants to come up from the Reentry Coalition, give us some words, and I'm sure the other commissioners will weigh in while we're doing that. So good to see you.
Commissioner Gerka, as they're coming up, think about if you're incarcerated and you come out, you don't have a home a lot of the times. So it's finding that affordable housing so you're not homeless. It's also a job. And also it could be the time frame that you spent in incarceration that you've lost some of your life skills. And I'll kind of, put this together. I remember when I was stationed overseas for a number of years and kind of away from society and then coming back into the United States after 3.5 years, the things that had changed. And I'm relating this to incarceration because the fact that a lot of things have changed when you come out. There might be, social media, a smartphone that you did not have when you went into incarceration. It's just, and the way the things with the society has changed. And so having these opportunities to, as Commissioner Gerken alluded to, is getting reconnected and getting reconnected to the services, if it's affordable housing, if it's being able to get transportation, what does that look like? Because even our transportation here in Lucas County has changed. TARTA is a new TARTA. More opportunities to be able to travel throughout the county than we've had before. So finding a job, uplifting those skills, again, as I said, that you might have lost as you're incarcerated, or you might have been educated on when you're incarcerated, but to apply them is a whole different faction out there. And so that is, I really appreciate the work that we do here, but I'm going to give you a challenge. Because this is something that came back from me from the community, is it's great that we do this once a month here, but looking that there's people that are coming out of jail on a daily basis. And so looking for a place that they can also continue every day, not have to wait. Because if you come out the first Wednesday, see you get out on Thursday, you have to wait a whole nother month to be able to get some of these services. And what I've been fed back to folks is that sometimes they can't wait for 30 days. And I think we all know this, but maybe the challenge is how we can do this in other forms and fashions And so we could talk about that offline at a different time, but having it maybe on a daily basis. And I know, Willie, you do an amazing job out there, but there's some that don't get to you, but that do get the services when we do have it here on First Wednesday. So thank you for all the work. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. And I thank the Board of County Commissioners for recognizing April as Second Chance Month. I apologize, I have a cold right now. I always bring up to this body, I know Mr. Gerken was here back in 2012-13 timeframe. It was a $40,000 investment from this board to the Criminal Justice Coordinating Council that created the reentry coordinator position with the idea that it be self-sustaining. I'm happy to report it has been. We have been able to bring in close to $5 million in Second Chance Act grants that have benefited reentry in this community. So the $40,000 this board invested had a great return on it. Partly the return is due to the hard work of the individuals standing next to me. I also want to touch base a little bit. You talked about recidivism, Mr. Gerken. We have individuals coming back multiple ways. A lot of times we think of reentry as just being prison-based. We have about 450 individuals a year from Lucas County going to prison. 95 to 98% of them are coming back home. They're going to be your neighbors. We have about 200 to 300, sometimes close to 400 people at the county jail. Those individuals are cycling out, and many of them are coming back home on a daily basis. CCNO has anywhere from 150 to 200 beds for Lucas County. Those individuals are coming back home. 100% of them are coming back to Lucas County. The correctional treatment facility over at the state prison here has up to 160 individuals in a 6-month cycle of treatment. They're coming back home. So the important work that the Reentry Coalition does, and many of those partners are not here today because they're out doing the good work. Karen McConnell is applying for 2 grants that are due today. Stan Smith is cooking dinner over at Salem Lutheran Church, a monthly event that he has. I'm grateful that the individuals sitting next to me were able to come here because they're the ones doing the hard work day in and day out. The First Wednesday program, which we have every first Wednesday here on the entire first floor. I'll touch a little bit on that. We are the only community in the state of Ohio that has started such a robust program and maintained it. We started that back in 2008, and it is going as strong today as it was back in 2008, if not stronger. We have about 40 resource providers here every month. Other counties have attempted to do it. Columbus has attempted with the First Step program. They've had some success with it. We, through the leadership at CJCC, Holly Matthews, we traveled to Milwaukee as part of MacArthur funding a while back, and we were able to stay over and get them going. And today, Milwaukee has a Going Home to Stay event that they host every month with the resources we were able to give them. So central to our work is the Going Home to Stay program, all volunteer-based, and the strong support we have from the community is greatly appreciated in the hard work that you guys are doing on a daily basis. We have 2 board members from the coalition here, Willie Knighton and Mike Hampton, but I'm going to allow any one of these individuals to speak to you and tell you about the good work they're doing. Again, thank you for the recognition. I know we do this every April, but it's so important to recognize the hard work that these individuals put into this. Thank you.
Yeah, Pete, you want to say something to us? I mean, you're the ones that are the stories here, so come on, Mike.
Hi. My name Mike Hampton, and
It is.
reentry. Got out of prison in 2008, got involved with reentry. Came home, had no idea, no direction. So reentry been good to me for like 15 years. And it's my way of giving back because I can understand on both sides. Being incarcerated, being out here, and knowing the struggle when you get back on the streets. So it's more of a, when I came home, it was open arms, put you on the path. Followed that lead, I followed that suit. When men and women come home, I know what they're going through because I've been there. So it make it easy to relate to them. First thing you do, build up a little trust, and they trust somebody that walked in their shoes. So all I can say about reentry is reentry work if you want it to work. So I appreciate this, and y'all have a great day.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
First, I would like to thank the commissioners for allowing this to happen. Community buy-in is the key to the success of the coalition. We don't have the silos like other cities have. We have people that believe in second chances. And like you said, 95% are coming home. We want them to come home better and not bitter. Because when you come home bitter, you don't have nothing to offer us. You're just taking and taking and taking from society. I grew up in prison. I had a life sentence, but I always believed that one day I would be free. And when given that chance, I came out here and I started running. I realized that giving is part of living. The coalition has given me purpose. I have been able to give back because of the positions I've been put in. And I realized that, I'm gonna quote the wise words of this scholar, Lil Wayne. He said, women lie, men lie, but numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. The recidivism rate is lowest here than it is nationwide because of the work that we're doing, because of the partners, because of people like my cellmate who did 13 years with me in prison, who now has a bachelor's degree, who now is my supervisor. He has a Class A CDL. See, that's motivation. The partnerships from the CJCC that makes things happen. It's just beautiful. And if we all continue to just stay that way, we can make Toledo, Lucas County a better place because I'm a homeowner now. You know, I have a John Deere tractor. You know, I have a credit score over 800. I used to carry my money in a sock. So life is different. And if we just continue this to put back in our society, you know, with the employers and things like that, we all can just live and make this a better place. And again, we thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks, Willie.
Thank you. Yes.
Either or? Anybody? Okay. She's got it.
I just want to throw out, too, the important partnerships in this room. I see so many people. Rachel from LMH, we've had great partnerships with them. Tanya with Department of Planning and Development. We have third Wednesdays out at Ohio Means Jobs, which is an employment-related resource event for those with records. We've had great success with Ohio Means Jobs being located at the Shared Services Campus, so we're very excited about the news you shared earlier. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Hello. I would like to just share a couple minutes too as well of the success that I've had with the reentry. After being incarcerated and being able to connect with individuals who have also been released from prison has gave me a lot of success. And for me, once I was in reentry, it's offered me a lot of opportunities to help other individuals. I had an opportunity to be a program manager at the reentry at the Goodwill, coming home to stay for the Goodwill. Also, not for coming home to stay, I'm sorry, state of course reentry, I'm sorry. I'm no longer there, but one of the things that I was able to do is I now have my master's in clinical mental health, and I'm now, thank you, a licensed therapist, and I'm also now working on my own business, which it will be Reflections Coaching, Counseling, and Consulting. And I actually have a meeting that I'll be meeting with my brother to hopefully continue the success of helping individuals who have been that are returning from prison. It is very important for us to have the resources, to have the people who understand us. And we also need people in our lives that will challenge us. So we're not too easily to accept the excuses because we've been there. And so, like you said, the numbers don't lie. So if you want to put in the work, the opportunities, the resources, everything that we need to be a success, this is just a snippet of what we have in this room. And so this is I'm just one more face, a Black female, which is a minority, and in a workforce and in an area where change is possible. And there are people that are willing to walk beside you and help you. And thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Christopher Fincher. I'm from Goodwill Industries. I also am a returned citizen. I've had 23-year run of employment since my incarceration. What we do, it weighs heavy. There are a lot of people that are disadvantaged. And 23 years ago, there was no program when I returned. I took my first job at Cardinal Services. 3 days after my family picked me up, after that, I got pretty good jobs. I won't go into the length of them, but I transitioned from those jobs to the UAW, and then from there I got laid off. I transitioned into Perstorp Polyoils for 16 years, and then in the pandemic, I got separated from work, and then I couldn't get my unemployment. I went to Goodwill Industries because I was on the phone for 9 months trying to get my unemployment or get some income. They gave me a job on the spot, in spite of my background, in spite of everything, my adversities that I've been going through. And I'm just here to say that it does work if you really try. Thank you.
Great story. Thank you. I think one of the things the Board of Commissioners did, and I think it's 7 or 8 years ago, because of the assistance of because of the stories that you told us, we're the first county in northern Ohio and probably the third in the state to do ban the box on our own employment. We took that off our application. We used to have a box that if you ever had a felony, that you put that. We took that off. That was a meaningless barrier to give people a second chance. And when we did it, there was some outrage. What are you taking that off? You want government employees to be people that came out of prison? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. As long as your crime wasn't related to the job you were applying for, it never came back. And I think we're all better for it. And thank you for the push that you and your group helped us come to that decision.